Oh my god. Alright. 1 second. Oh my god. Pragg is better. Okay. Not so much now. You have to defend the c3 pawn. Have to defend the c3 pawn. Ooh, knight f5. Whoa. You always have like knight e7 tricks there. Yeah, but then is it yeah, then this gets pretty tricky. But is it just takes or like something like knight d6 to attack the pawn? Oh. Knight e7, he moves the king. And then after that, then you bring the knight back, attacking both pieces. And then once the rook moves somewhere, then you have opposite colored bishops, and then that looks like it's heading towards a draw. I wonder, wait, or here. Then what would you do? Oh, I should probably make the board bigger. So, oh, we can't make the board bigger. And anyways, then what would you do here? I mean, if you go here, and then the knight goes back, and then what do you do? I mean, I know the computer says that it's like, still better for black, of course, but how is it not like much better? Guess you can't really break through this, but at the same time, this rook is kind of glued to the corner. Assuming taking is bad. Taking and playing this. I mean, it's the same. It's about the same. Alright. Anyways. Alright. Magnus takes back with the rook. Magnus takes back with the rook. And that's apparently a mistake. Or miss. What did the computer want? Knight takes. Oh, what the hell? I thought it would be like rook c1, but then that's probably bad because you don't have to take back. And you probably go like rook c8 or something. Something like that. Yeah, rook c8. And then now just a whole lot of pressure. So, let me see here. Now rook b3. Oh. Now it's getting, now Magnus is 1 minute down on time. It's not looking the best. It's not looking the best. If he takes this is the best move, but then he gets this really activated pawn here. And it's not looking that good for Magnus. So then what does Magnus do? I mean, if you can't move the king here, and then maybe king h2, but then I mean, then maybe rook d4, maybe, and then just stockpile pressure like this. It's not easy. This knight's, you know, it looks good, but at the same time, it can't really go anywhere. The only sort of good option is to take. I mean, guess you can move back. I'm not sure. Yeah, one of the rook moves the engine likes, just putting pressure on the pawn. This rook is just glued to the corner. Rook b4, rook a3, or putting pressure here. And now g5. What the hell? If you take, wait, takes. takes, and probably take the a4 g4 pawn. A4 g4. Computer says take the g4 pawn, and that's winning. If you take the a4 pawn, then it becomes sort of a draw. Yeah, that makes sense, because then it's a 3-on-3 on this side, and then now this pawn can be stopped by this rook. So if you take this pawn right over here, then this rook kind of has to like keep defending the pawn, and then now it's a 3-on-2, and you have this like rook supporting you, and the rook can always move like here, right? It can always be annoying, and yeah, this rook is just bad. So it's all about like activity at that point, because then you could just defend the pawn with like your king, and then after that it's like at least this rook gets to move. So let's see what happens in the game. King g3, bishop a6. Oh, he lost another pawn. Oh no, Magnus, no, Magnus, come on, like centralize the knight or something. Come on, Magnus. Magnus. No. Okay. Quick moves, quick moves. That's what I like to see, Magnus. Come on. Come on. You got this. Come on. Oh, what the hell is bishop a2? Bishop a2 is crazy. Bishop a2 is crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, e3 takes. Rook e5. You have to play rook e5. Stop the pawn, attack that pawn. a4. It has. I think a4 now, because I mean, otherwise, I mean, what else would you kind of play? You have to play a4 here. Just hope the white rook gets too distracted with the pawns and everything. E2? Does e2 work? E2 and like rook a2? Now Magnus is getting back. Magnus is getting back. Holy Magnus. Magnus. Yes, Magnus. Place it here. Plop the rook here. Bring like the king back. Yes. Yes. Oh, very smart, very smart. I mean, you could have just gone here right away, but then the king would get out. It's still a draw, but yeah, rook e7 is super smart, keeping the king on the back rank. Rook goes to a7. Rook here. And wait, is it Magnus who's... No, Magnus can't really play for a win. These double pawns are not good enough. But, wow. Wow. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. He's probably going to move the king back. He's probably going to move the king back. Hold up. I mean, if Pragg decides to play rook c3... If Pragg decides to play rook c3, then that gets spicy. Wait, hold on. Rook a7. If he plays rook c3, then f6 gets interesting. He's kind of like baiting like Magnus to do something. Oh, it's probably going to be a draw though. Probably going to be a draw. Go for the win, Magnus. Go for the win. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. What the hell? Wait. You can't bring the king up there. Your king has to stay down. Oh, shoot. Yeah, you block the king off. Block the king from going here. King can't really go attack the pawns. Yeah, you just have to keep giving checks. So the king can't, like, attack the pawns or anything. The king also, whoa, take there, yeah, you go back. Rook here, rook there. and then like f6 and then trade one of the pawns. You have to trade one of the pawns. All right, move the king out of the way. Oh, rook a7. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and then now, holy. Yeah, and just take and then just hide the king in the corner. Just keep playing the king in the corner. Wow, that was a crazy endgame. Wow. What the hell? Yeah, it's a draw. Oh my god, that was a crazy endgame. Very smart. Magnus is so smart, recognizing that this is still a drawn endgame. Because this rook can't move anywhere. If the king tries to help, first of all, you could just cut the king off. Then if the king gets closer, I mean, you could just kind of wait. Sorry. not king here, of course, you just take the rook. But you move, like, the rook up. I mean, if the king gets close, you can just keep giving checks. There's not really... You can't escape it. Right? If you get too far, you're just going to be bombarded with checks. Wow. So you don't have the opportunity to move your rook and defend the pawn at the same time. Wow. That is hella smart. Wow. Crazy work from Magnus. I don't even know how he defended that. Take a look at the beginning of the game. Alright. Why can't I make this board bigger? Let's take a look at some other games. Fabiano versus Wesley. What is it? Only active games? Oh, there's no active games. Okay. Whoops. Let's see. 27 rounds. Magnus is leading in the Blitz. Second place. Third place in Rapid. First overall. Wow. Gukesh did so good against Magnus in the Rapid. Is there a way to see the games? Or what? Oh, there. Wow. See the games Magnus played. Next game is light work for Magnus. Next game's light work for Magnus. Trust. This was a game he lost against Gukesh. Takes. D5. Oh my god. E4. That is a strong move. Then maybe... I don't know. Maybe... What was the correct move? Is just moving the king out good? Moving the king out. Right? Because queen a2. Block? Here, you could just trade the queens, right? Or no, I mean the knight she's hanging. Sorry. So then you just block and then here. Just trade the queens. Probably chilling. Probably also have this. Or something like that. Why is eval bar so high? Is rook c5? Rook c5. Check. Here. Just take the pawn. Right. King back. Bring the other. Wow. Can't take the knight because checkmate. Wow. Sneaking over to this side is crazy. Sneaking. You thought the queen was going here. The queen is going here. Crazy work. Rook a5 is also kind of crazy. Wow. Wow. Crazy conversion. It's insane. Alright, July 6th. What's 18? Mukesh beat Fabiano. I love the c3. I love the c3 against the Sicilian. Play for the d4. Oh, if they were to repeat moves there. Alright. Is knight forward? Is knight forward fine? Or is... Well, I guess it's just not ideal because you just move the queen out of the way. You don't have to trade the queens. Now this knight just becomes a target. Makes sense. Yeah, these positions are so annoying to play with black. It's like white has all the activity. Alright, you defend the pawn. Right, bring the knight in. Any checks or anything? c5, that's great. That's a great move. Yeah, king moves up. Bring the rook. Is Fabi gonna bring the rook? Kicks the knight out first. Brings the bishop. And d6 is getting a little weird. b4. Oh, bishop a4. And that's a mistake. Do you lift up the rook or wait? Where do you put the rook? Where do you put the rook? Put the rook on e1. Attack the pawn. Then e5. And then g7. Knight f7. e5, you still have this fork. Yeah. Fabi might have just forgotten that. There was a fork. There was a fork there. So once the rook moves to attack the pawn, can't really stop both at once. Clean. That's a clean conversion right there. Wow. Oh my god, he made that look easy. He made that look so easy. e5 did seem very natural here. I guess it's bad because it's like now allows the bishop to go here because bishops like go positions. So like I don't think you can. Wait, can you play bishop d7? No, you can't, right? Because knight f7, right? No, knight f7. Oh wait, no, the rook is under attack. I thought it was here, and it's like, wait, what? Apparently this is draw. What the hell? What the hell's next? This is actually so interesting. Yeah, what is next? Knight back. Attack the pawn. G6. Rook f7. No, rook f7 seems a little too slow. Oh wait, knight takes. King takes, then rook goes in. No? Like here. And you can also pick up the rook. Maybe even queen f2. Queen f2 doesn't work. Rook a4. Check. Just mate there. That's an interesting line. I thought this, right, if bishop here. No, let's see, take the rook first. Yeah, if he takes the knight, then that would be bad. And if you take the bishop, then yeah. It's a crazy line. Yeah, you just kind of repeat there. Knight back. Queen f8. Yeah, good. That's bring the other rook in. Like bring the queen to f2. Rook e3 maybe. I mean, I don't wanna trade too early, cause I mean, you still have queen c7. You have queen c7, but it's still a draw. I feel like white could definitely have the potential to attack here. Knight f4. King back, okay. Takes. Bishop f7. And then this knight's kind of dominating. C6 don't work. Just take. You also probably don't want to play c5 either, because then this pawn just becomes a pass pawn. Now you bring the knight. Knight can just hop in. If you trade the queens here, that would be really bad. Knight f5. Knight f5. Maybe because of queen a, not queen a3. Not queen a3. What move leads it to being a draw then? Queen e5 now. Because now your king's just in time in the game to get in the game. Ah, see. Computer wants to check. What? Queen e4. It's here. Probably just g6. check. Here. Wow. Queen h6 now. I don't think queen h6 works. I think you just bring the knight back, right? 6 seems a little too risky. So we're probably gonna get like attacked by the. You're probably gonna get attacked by the other queen. Just bring the knight back. Yeah, just bring the knight back. Just bring the knight back again, maybe. Yeah, you're pretty much just winning here. Just bring the queen up to attack the pawn. D4. Now you have all sorts of threats. Yeah. Alright. Oh! Shoot, the game's starting. My boy Magnus playing. Alright. Let's see what's up. Alright. Got a little King's Indian setup going on here with a little A6. Okay. See you, Magnus. See you, Magnus. Ooh. Wow, Magnus is playing like a very blitz styled setup. What's he gonna do? F6. Wow. F6. Kick the bishop out. Go E5. Whatever you say, Magnus. Let's go. E5, or do we want to rush it? Everything's protecting E5. You don't really have to rush it either. Are you going B5? What are you doing? B5, bishop E. B5, there's bishop to E5, but then after you defend it with the bishop, I mean, it's not that bad. He goes E5. Computer says it's a mistake, but at the same time, it's more like a mistake because like computers see in the long term. But if you're thinking about like short-term human play, right, this is a perfectly fine move. All right, and immediately the opponent makes a mistake. Supposed to take, and then what? Knight takes E3. F takes. Yeah, there's no way in hell that's being played. And just you weakening this. You do get the knight in, but at the same time, this knight's just gonna be kicked out. So, yeah. Alright, castles takes. Alright, E takes G4. I'm liking bishop G4 here, honestly. If I was Magnus, I'm liking bishop G4. I'm liking a little bit of bishop H6 action, just piling pressure on here. And at the same time, Magnus can literally castle either way. Like, his bishops are so good, he literally can castle either way. Go like queen D7, B5. It's looking really good for Magnus right now. It's looking really good. If knight goes in, at the same time, I mean, he can't castle now, of course, with the bishop here. Does knight back work here? That is the question. Takes. Probably just bring the other knight in. Now it's kind of looking deadly. So, anyways, alright, Magnus takes. Gets the knight to E5. Okay, bishop goes back. C6, wow. C6 is crazy. Bishop G4 now. Queen E7 is also fine. Alright, now knight F4. Bring the knight in. Alright, now bishop G4. Queen A5. Wow. If you take, rook takes. But then the problem is, you can't castle this way, and if you castle this way, you can't even castle it at all, because guess what? The queen's there. So you can't castle either way. The knight's hopping in. Then doesn't play that. Then bishop H6. Okay. Now queen E5. You're still threatening the fork. Now queen E5 though. Do you have rook C8? Queen A5, rook C8, and then now everything looks fine for black. Then maybe does he double stack now or something? Are you able to double stack? That's the question. Oh, instead he decides to take this pawn. You attack it, Yeah, and if you move back, then we just... What do you do here? Can't take. The knight can't take up because you have this, but then the bishop can take. And if you take here, or king takes, you attack the pawn. Just bring the rook. Then it looks like a draw, but then... Yeah, then that looks like a draw. Now you can take. Wait. So the opponent goes rook d4. Now you can take that. Now if bishop takes, you still have g5. Yeah, Magnus misses g5. g5 was crazy. Yeah, this is just like an attack on the knight. Knight moves, you just take the bishop. Wow. It's fine. Alright. You probably have to defend the pawn. Taking it might be a little too... I mean, the king is on the freaking other side of the board, for God's sake. I mean, if you take here... Maybe Magnus wants to do that. Maybe there's winning chances with g5. Does defend the pawn, that's a safe option. Now what do? Right? Do you go, let's say, rook f1, for example, right? If takes, then you take the pawn down there. What do you do after rook f1? Go. So we're still on the 24th move. Rook d7. This is on the board. What does white want to do now? I mean, what does black want to do? Goes king e5 here. Alright, he takes the pawn. Magnus takes the pawn. He's going for it. He's going for the g5 idea. The checks don't really do anything. You just go like back or here. And now the king is just going to feast on the pawns. Rook e7, but then you just run the king. If you have f5? That doesn't work. If you take, now all of a sudden, I think you could bring the rook to the center, and now just bring both rooks to the center, and you're crashing through on the king side. This is looking really risky. King g3, rook takes f6, rook g8, rook e6 takes. No, you don't take that pawn because then your king gets stuck on the edge. You would probably take this pawn instead, actually. This then takes, takes. King h3, rook g5, you have this. So rook e7 takes. Do you go rook e8, rook g8, whatever, a rook move somewhere? Is this actually winning or not? That's the question. So what's the current position now? Alright, so we do have this on the board. Is white gonna go rook here? Is white gonna take the pawn instead? Allow the king to take this pawn and get essentially, I mean, it's literally just two connected passed pawns at this point, because at the end of the day, this rook is coming in as well. So what's gonna happen? Alright. Rook b7, you can also go rook here. f8. Takes. If you go here, you're just defending, and these pawns are just free to capture. So what's gonna happen? White plays rook. Right, takes the pawn, goes rook b3. Excellent move, guarding the king from going on. g5 though still looks really strong in my opinion. But is that going to be enough? Here. You don't. Do you bring the rook back? Like, I mean, you probably just take the pawn, right? Because then if you bring the king, then the rooks get in. What's happening? He goes rook f8. Great move. Now he gains the pawn. Now two connected passed pawns, and it's looking like a win for Magnus. Holy, that just turned around really quickly. Wow. Maybe what white had to do here, just bring the rook back, maybe? But then, maybe just bring the rook back, because then you allowed the rook to infiltrate. maybe just bring the rook back, right? I mean, computer's suggesting here, here, here. Now you take the pawn, because then the rook can give side checks, and then your king won't be as advanced. Ah, but then when you allow the rook to infiltrate like this, where the king is still on the edge of the board, now the rook is able to defend the king. The king becomes an active player. Now all of a sudden, yeah. Take and push. Take and push. Just take and push. And also just look at the time advantage, yeah. It's looking good for Magnus. This is just pawn heading straight down the board. King goes back. King f3. King is just gonna go up. King's just going to go up. Rook attacks, no problem. I'm only getting stronger. So yeah, great game from Magnus. Holy moly, that was an amazing game from Magnus. Endgame masterclass right there. Literally every one of his games, no glaze, is an endgame masterclass. Finding this move, Rook f8 was really, really smart. He understands that, like, okay, you can take as many queenside pawns as you want, but the problem is my kingside pawns are already pushed. Even though I have less pawns on you, it's about quality over quantity, and at this stage of the game, really crucial, especially if you want to promote. And yeah, White does not even have time to push any of his pawns. White doesn't have any time to push any of his pawns. But then you look at this position, and then you're like, you ask yourself, like, what White did wrong. Like, maybe instead of giving this check, because then this check allows the king to infiltrate. So maybe a better move than that would maybe be rook h3, maybe, right? So now the rook is always eyeing the pawn, because when you move the rook away, right, then that allows the king to attack the pawn, attack both pawns actually, right? So rook h3 prevents the king from moving forward and allows the king to go there, right? It doesn't allow the king to attack the pawn. But then you have like other questions that might be asked. Like, let's say if black brings the rook here. Now it's not so simple. If you're playing from White's perspective, it's not so simple. You're still a pawn down. You take here, the rook's only gonna get active. Check. No, probably just like not there actually. Here. King here. Actually, this is still tricky. Maybe that's why, it's probably why the engine suggests f5, so that the king actually has space to run back. Because you have all sorts of tricks. If you go like, make like a careless move, like this, then you just have check here, check, king can't get close, and or you just get skewered like that, so. You still have to be careful though, yeah, like once you bring the rook in, wait, I forgot the line I was talking about. Shoot, this is the wrong line. Yeah. What was it? Here, takes f5. Still though, maybe do you give a check? Are you only helping out black with this check? You take here and move the king up. Is this a draw? Might be a draw. The rook can also swing here, start harassing the pieces. Just go back and forth, right? a5. Bring the king up. Yeah, and then that's just a draw. So, yeah. That was a really, really, really interesting game. White did actually double the pawns. Yeah, because if queen takes bishop h6. But you had to double the pawns there. Yeah, just from here, if I was White, I would be pooping my pants if I was playing against Magnus here. honestly. Like, bring the knight back. Then queen comes out. Wow. Top move of the engine right there. Wow. Then knight goes here. Bishop comes out, attacks you. Try to strike back. Doesn't even take your rook. It's cold. It's cold. Yeah. Queen a5 is literally hella hard to find. Queen a5 is so hard to find. Yeah. You just have like the remove the defender tactic here. Alright, let's look at some other games. Or have all the games ended? Yeah. All the games have ended. Pragg drawn against Gukesh. V3. A4 seems so natural. You just take again? Taking again might not be good because knight b3. You don't take again. Is it knight c4 that's better? Or is it knight f1 that's better? Knight c4 makes it a target. Knight e4 kind of makes it a target. Knight f1 might be best. Still have prospects of bringing the knight out. Still defending the pawn with the queen. Knight e4, the knight kind of just gets in the way of everything, I'm assuming. E4. Takes, a3. Knight can't jump in because of pin, so you jump back. Knight goes here. Any f4 stuff gonna happen? Any f4 stuff gonna happen anytime soon? I want to see an attack. Takes. Take the bishop. What happens if you take like this? Then is it moves back? What is it? Then is it like queen moves here or something? The queen moves, I don't even know. Rook a d8. Well, the fact that they probably saw this is crazy. The fact that they probably saw that. Got the queen trade just in time. Rook a2, rook b1 then. No. Rook b1, rook c2. You're literally tied down. I mean, it's still tricky. It's two knights versus two bishops. Now it's a draw. Play some Puzzle Rush. So there's actual stuff I'm doing. Takes. Checkmate. 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 Check. Checkmate. Mate. It's mate. Mate. Probably just winning. Just make queen no. Here. Take. King is outside the square. And probably just a ladder. Mate. Just free queen. It's also mate. Take. Knight g5. Ooh, sneaky. Almost got me there. Almost got me there. Takey. Take, and I take. Rook here. Or what? What do I play here? Oh, bishop g1, rook here, checkmate. No. Let's probably just bring the rook in. Oh, what the hell? Take here, checkmate. I'm liking this bishop. Do I take the bishop? Do I take the rook? Take the bishop. Take the bishop. I'll take the rook. Thank you very much. It's threatening checkmate. Okay. Bring the king out or what? Just bring the king out. Just move king. Sacrifice to get the pawn pushing. Take. Clear the way out for the queen. Ooh. Let's see this. Here in bishop e5. Nice. Real cool move. It's a really cool move. Check. Take. Right? And you take the rook? Yes. That would be fantastic. Wow. Get to zigzag around the board, no? Alright? You get to zigzag around the board. Alright? Take. What is it? What's the move? What is the move here? We just trade queens, right? All right. What I do here? What I do here? What I do here? It's getting tricky. This is getting tricky. Checks, captures, attacks. Gotta remember Gotham chess lesson. Checks, captures, and attacks. Are there any checks? That's a check. Takes. What do I have? Check here. King back. Check here. Knight blocks. Check here. 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 Checky check. Here. 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 No. I'm a little stuck. This one. I don't know why it took me that long to find that. Why did it take me that long to find that? Oh boy. 6. Move the king. This guy out the way. No. Move this guy out the way. Just F5 this, right? I have to take, because then queen c4. Because then if queen c4, then I can take the rook. So watch out, he has f4. Wait, takes. Here, f4, no. Here, no f4. I gotta make sure that there's no funny business with that. This one's just a mate at 2. Going for 50. Going for 50. We going for 50. Red carpet for the pawn. Right? Ew, no. No, no, no. No. Wait. King here. What is it? Oh, this is making me... Oh, the rook check, you just move out of the way. Alright. 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 Now it's time for me to, like, focus. I cannot rush this. King's just in time there. Check. King here. Take. Oh no! Oh my god, no. I'm doing like the opposite of what I said I would do. Literally doing the opposite of what I said I would do. Alright. This is... I can't... I need to get to 50, guys. Guys, I need to get to 50. I need to get to 50. Take, take, take. G4. Remove the defender. Just like we saw in Magnus's game. This is looking kind of deadly. This is looking kind of deadly. I'm not even gonna lie. Not even going to lie. I just look... This just looks kind of dead lost for me, but... Somehow I'm gonna win this. What's the move? What's the move? I don't know what the move is. Queen d8. Then he just takes, and then this puzzle wouldn't be over. Check? Check and pick up this rook? Can't be. What is it? What is this? Rook b8, c7. There's no way. There's no way. Then how do I defend my rook? How do I defend my rook? Maybe it is queen d8, queen c7. Because then if you just push, then you take the pawn. Rook c4. Takes. X-ray. Okay. Has to be this. Anyways. What do we have here? Assume you just ignore that. Take the bishop on d5. Queen d7. Takes. Queen d7. Where do you go? Where do you go after that? Maybe it's not even taking the bishop. Maybe it's some crazy move like knight takes h7, rook takes, and then you infiltrate or something like that. Maybe. Still think it's taking though. Seems a little too exotic. Bishop takes. Take. You taking? What are we doing? What are we doing? Nah. At least I got a 50. What do we do here? What do we do here? Let's think about this carefully. Let's think about this carefully. Go queen a4 and pick up the knight. Okay. And I probably just missed a Magnus game, sadly. I definitely missed a Magnus game. Where is the Magnus game? I don't even know where the Magnus